first off, what was the genesis of the film?
Oh gosh, you got to go back way back to childhood when you're in a video store on a Friday night and you're picking up, Never Ending Story VHS tape in your hand and you're flipping it around and you're just like, this is the most beautiful thing. And then fast forward many years and you're a young adult and you're like, I want to make something that like the child version of me would pick up in a video store and be in awe of. So, that energy's in there. And then, you're like, well, what's the movie? And then just bit by bit, little images come of a house in a field and a character in a hat walking there and a little turtle on a piano, all these little ideas that just, you don't know where they come from, but the fun is like, mashing them all together and working with a good friend to just play in that world and explore it. And you find characters and, one thing leads to another. And it's like, oh, wow. Now I'm talking to Martin in rainy Manchester. Yeah.
So Kentucky, how did it come to you?
So Albert had written a version of the script well before I knew him. And in fact, he was reaching out to me to act in the film in a cold email. That's how we met initially, is him saying, do you want to act in this film, Strawberry Mansion, that I wrote? And I didn't, I read the script and I was kind of doing a different style of film at the time. So I didn't really know what to make of this imaginative kind of dreamscape, children's, the fantasy realm. And so I was a little non-committal, but over the years, we just randomly were working on film projects together. Like I was acting in a film that he was one of the crew members on, and we kind of struck up a friendship and got excited about each other's personalities and background, and we were both excited about the possibility of working together. And ultimately we made a movie called Silvio before Strawberry Mansion that kind of helped us test the water of a collaboration, and we had a good time doing that. So set our sights on refining this original script that Albert had sent me, and we worked together for a couple of years to come up with something together. And as Albert said, here we are.
Yeah. And what's the process like when you're on set, being both directors? Is it sort of like one do one and one do the other, or?
Yeah.
Well, neither of us are the director. Neither of us do the things that you would typically associate a director doing. We just kind of, we're both very scrappy and we have a kind of children, like 16-year-old with a movie camera energy, just being excited to be on set and trying to figure things out as you go. But yeah, generally I deal more with like the acting and the pacing and the scene construction, and Albert deals more with the fantasy elements and the production design and the effects and costumes and all that, the fun stuff.
Yeah, we kind of joke that, like, we're both, I don't know, maybe half a director or a third, and it's like if we could find a third person, it'd be even better. It's like, I don't know how people just do it by themselves. I think it's like, it's such a collaborative thing, and it's so nice to have each other, because it's tough at the end of a day. You can kind of like, all right, at least I got one person here who's gone through it with me that I can just like fall back on, and we can, just, I think more than anything, it's good to be friends. And then if you can be friends and not annoy each other and like, laugh and talk about, just the world, then I don't know, the filmmaking is just an extension of that. It's easy. It's like, this is, do it, do this crazy thing together.
And what were the dream sequences like to make?
So we filmed this movie in 2 chunks, really. And the first chunk we did in like September, and that was all of the straightforward stuff in the mansion and the talking and, the boring stuff in a way, where it's just like shot, reverse shot, 2 people sitting at a table. And I'm glad we got that out of the way, because then it was like the second shoot, we're going to play, we're going to have some fun, we're going to get a little loose, loose with things, and find that that room to dream as filmmakers as we're making a dream movie. But yeah, that, it's like the example, like the rat sailors. When the rat sailors were on set, it just, you couldn't help but have a good time, and the crew was excited, and us, the filmmakers, we were all excited just because they looked so cool. It was like you'd be 3 feet away from them and think you're looking at a real rat because the masks were so well made. And so anytime, we're all going through this world, and it's like we've got to, pay our taxes, and you got to stop at a red light and all these things. And, not that you should go through a red light, but I'm just saying, it's like when you can give someone a space to dream, it's so exciting. Like, so the crew was having a good time, the actors were having a good time. It was, it's like kids playing in a sandbox. You're just getting silly and laughing. Yeah.
And Ken Tucker, what was it like being a frog and some of the other characters?
Yeah, well, it was fun. I was playing the grass man. Albert was the frog waiter, and he was the blue demon. He is a brilliant actor under a mask. Yeah, it's fun to play opposite him because he really gets into some trance where he doesn't know what he's going to do, and he doesn't tell anybody what he's going to do, and then he just does it, and it's really funny and exciting. And yeah, it was a fun movie to act in. It was pretty straightforward in terms of the performance, but it's exciting to be around so many surreal elements and interact with the kind of this nightmarish world at some points, and also and other points very romantic and very ideal, being on a desert island with a woman playing games and just living out these fantasies. You really rarely get a chance to do that as an actor or even as a filmmaker, so I really enjoyed the chance to do that.
Brilliant. And how did Penny Fuller get involved?
Yeah, well, that we always knew that was going to be kind of the hardest role to maybe find, and one of the most important roles in the movie to cast, of Bella. And for that one, we did use a New York City casting agent who just sent us a bunch of videos and screenshots of different actors. And when we got to Penny's, it was like a post Broadway show kind of interview or something. She was just talking. She wasn't like playing a role or anything, but just her natural self felt very close to what we were looking for, almost exactly what we were looking for. So we're like, wow, if she can just kind of be herself in a way and, be very natural, then I think she could be Bella. And yeah, my uncle Reed, who's in the movie as well, he had worked with Penny and knows her. So we, I think besides the casting agent, we also had my uncle kind of put in a word to Penny and said, look, this is my nephew and he's a weirdo, and the script's kind of strange, but I think if you were up for it and went down to Baltimore for a week, you'd have a pretty fun time.
Great. And how much of the writing came from Dreams itself?
Yeah.
Not much directly, but a lot of the just broad emotional landscape of dreams we were trying to tap into, this confusion and bewilderment and horror, and these basic feelings of love, basic feelings of of just trying to place yourself in this strange landscape. But yeah, it wasn't really particularly based on any dreams in particular.
Yeah.
Although Albert and I both did have a dream when we were in high school that we had fallen in love with a woman, and it was kind of our first example. It was like our first like feeling, it was the first time we had felt love, felt this connection to a person and then you wake up and that person's gone and it never existed in the first place. And it's a really harsh thing to wake up to. And then you're chasing that feeling for the rest of your life. And it actually never gets that potent in real life.
Yeah.
At least for a while. And you think like, well, what is that version of love? And it's just sort of like coming into feelings of connection with other people and romantic urges and all that stuff for the first time. And you're like, it's a very vivid feeling.
Yeah.
And we wanted to capture in the film if possible.
Yeah, and it's like like Kentucker said, it's like you can never really capture it, but it can at least inspire you, and you can be chasing that feeling. And I think that's what we were chasing.
There's certainly that feeling in the film, so that it does
Cool.
come across. So,
Right.
but I was finally this because I'm running out of time. It was great to see stop motion effects used as well. Was it important for you to mix up the visuals?
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those things where it's like, we grew up watching all these stop motion films, Beetlejuice, with the amazing stop motion effects, and they've fallen out of favor in recent years. But it's like when we were making a movie the way we made it, we didn't have a huge budget for special effects, so it's like we had to look towards our friends and our artists that we admire that are kind of our similar age or coming up with us. And so we had a couple friends, one of them Lawrence Becker, who did a lot of stop motion. It's like he's a master of what he does, and it's like if we give him 3 or 4 shots to do, he's going to do a great job, and it's going to give the film such a feeling and a flavor that it just wouldn't be able to do otherwise. And and then you have other effects that you go to another friend for, and some of them that we did ourselves, and you just kind of put all together. And the same way that a dream can feel like it can change from moment to moment, it's like if we're changing effects and all that, it's like hopefully you're kind of along for the journey. You're lost on this trip with us, and you don't hey, why did it go from stop motion to computer?
It's the randomness of a dream.
Yeah.
Arrived at the home of Arabella Isadora on September 22nd, 2035. I'm here to perform a preliminary audit. It appears we have no tax records for you or your property.
Oh.
And I couldn't help but notice all the tapes have been not updated to the new format. The air sticks became mandatory 7 years ago.
I guess I lost track of time.
I will begin my audit immediately.
He's waking up.
Where's Bella?
You want to kiss me?
What?
Do you believe that your dreams are your own?
Of course.
I want you to look at this.
You find anything interesting on the tapes?
I think I'm losing my mind.
They're trying to kill you. Come on, we have to go.
Well, why are they trying to kill me? Can't breathe!
Because of what you know.
Captain! A blue demon!
Bella!
No sign of Bella.
Gotta find her.
You've been a bad boy.
Excuse me. I've been a bad boy.
Death to all bad boys.
What's wrong with you people?
We're disintegrating!
Fight it, Preble! You can fight it!
Why did you bring me here?
I wanted someone to share my dreams with.